And now we will move into our regular scheduled council meeting. So, everybody good? Anybody need a break or anything? If not, we will call the City Council meeting for February the 9th to order. If all of you will please rise with us for a brief invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Lord, we come before you again with humbled and grateful hearts for the opportunity to represent our constituents in the great city of Troy. Please lead us and guide us in everything we say and do, and make it be pleasing unto your sight. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. You'll face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. The clerk will please note that all of our members are present and accounted for, and we do have a quorum in that regard. Council, you do have the minutes of the previous meeting before you. If there are no additions or corrections to those minutes, a motion to approve is in order. Nobody likes the minutes, so all right, we got a motion to approve the minutes by Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. All right, Council, you have before you the agenda. I know we've gone over it in executive committee, but is there a motion to approve the agenda for this evening? By Ms. Baker, seconded by? Second. Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. The only committee report we have this evening is the executive committee. We did meet at 4 o'clock. All of our members were present, and for the purpose of discussing the agenda items. All right. Fairly short agenda, so we will move through it as quickly as possible and take care of the business of the city of Troy. The first item on the agenda is a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license for Gold Mine Entertainment. Mr. Ferguson, if you're here still, there you are. If you'll come forth and give us a brief description of your business and what you plan on doing at this particular location.
Yes, sir. I plan on opening up a bar. I explained earlier that it's going to be, I'm trying to entertain different groups, whether it's people that listen to jazz, sipping paint. On the weekends, of course, it's going to be R&B around. On Wednesdays, I was going to try to do a Christian night with a Christian DJ that plays Christian music and stuff like that. As far as security, I was going to have indoor and outdoor security. Every single day that the business is open, I will be there. The business will serve food, start serving food. I am certified now as a serve safe license, and I will be there every single day. That's about it.
All right. Any questions or comments from the council to Mr. Ferguson in regards to this lounge retail liquor Class 1 license?
I would like for you to mention your hours of operation.
Yes, ma'am. My hours of operation would be from, I would say, probably from 9 o'clock to 2:30 in the morning. My insurance don't allow me to be open later than 2:30, so I would be shut down. And that's the latest I can stay.
Is this every day?
No, ma'am. It would only probably be most likely Thursday through Saturday. Unless the demand is further, then I got to change it on my insurance.
And 9 o'clock, is that p.m.?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
You were saying you were going to do a restaurant, like food.
Yes, ma'am. I was going to do food. It's going to be, I got to turn the menu into the health department, but it's going to be wings, pork chops. It's going to be hot wing style. Pork chops, fish, onion rings, fries, things like that.
And you did say outside security.
I will have outside security every single day, yes, ma'am.
Watering,
First with ordering, I don't want nobody to hang outside of my business, because of, you know, the potential of petty thefts and stuff like that can occur. So I will try to keep crime down as a minimum as much as possible. And, I'm still open for working with, Troy Police Department to ensure that happens much as possible, so. I know I came before y'all at one point, because I was in a different building. And I actually brought this one to the city this time, so, and much better parking. I know that was one of the problems at the last building, so. Everybody from the fire department, fire inspector to the, building inspector, all the way to the health inspectors, everything that has been asked, I have did, up to this point, and if y'all, open up, I would do exactly what y'all would need me to do. So.
Looking at your fire inspection, it looks like the seating capacity is set at 50 in consideration of the tables and chairs that you're going to have. I know we talked about this earlier at the work session, but just to share it for our public forum for the benefit of our media, is just there is a concern about parking. I realize with a lower seating capacity of 50, that you shouldn't have, more cars than that, certainly. But just with your close proximity to the highway, just to be aware of your parking, and we want to keep people safe as possible.
And that would be something I put in my security bag. I have a yellow pole stump that's in the parking lot, and my landlord told me pretty much everybody had to park behind that.
Yes, I'm sure the police department will be more than willing to show you exactly where the right of way is and to work with you to make sure you keep cars, outside of the right of way. And then also your plans for there's no patio area. There, do you have any plans to expand outside or have outside seating or entertainment area?
No, ma'am. And the reason for that, I want to keep many people inside as possible and less people on the outside as possible. So if they're not inside, I'd rather have them off the property. So, and that's where my outside security will come in.
So does your seating include bar stools?
My seating do include bar stools. I have 10 tables inside of it now, and they can sit anywhere from 3 to 4 chairs at the table, and I will have approximately about 6 people around the bar if needed.
But the 50 is the minimum.
Uh,
You can go up further than that, is that right?
I think
Depending on how many tables you have, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to notify the ABC board, but I cannot at no point go over 100 people.
Yeah.
So the most, if it's standing room only, the most people that I think it's actually 99, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The last time you came before us, you mentioned that you were working with the Montgomery Police Department.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Are you still working with them?
No, sir, I'm not working.
And I was wondering how you were going to be down here, every day to do so.
This guy.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Jackson, did you want to say something? I noticed you're here.
Well, this location is rather close to where we are. And the only concerns I've got is, once again, I don't know if you know on this, but the concerns I have is number one, I worry about the people who are grieving for the loss of loved ones. These people, I'm worried they're going to be interfered with at some point in some way during the visitation, because there's some visitations too, don't run late like 9 o'clock, every night and they do. I worry about overflow possibilities of people winding up parking in our parking lot. Those are some concerns I have. People wandering outside the bar, I know you're talking about trying to keep everybody inside. But people do get outside the bar, and I worry about somebody wandering up on the property and something happening on our property that could create problems for us. Those are just some of the things I see. And those are some of the concerns I have. Because of what we do, it's a very sensitive nature of business is what we do. So,
Where is the building at?
Right next door to you.
it's about 100 feet from you, 150 feet from you.
You've got a white building in between.
Yeah.
He
Go walk over
Next to the-
said big building on the hill.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so here's a little bit further down.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We sit back about, we're about 150 yards, maybe 100 yards north of you.
Yes, sir.
Or south of you.
South.
South.
In response to that, if that happens, I will make sure the outside security keep most people down as close as possible to our business. And if you, a bar usually don't get packed at 9 o'clock at all. That'll be pretty much when you open the doors up. It's usually around 11 o'clock when most of your people start to come. So, you know, if it becomes a problem, we will address it. If you need my number or anything like that, I'll give it to you. But at this time, I don't think it'll be a problem. And if it do becomes a problem, I promise you I will address it. So,
Well, I'll say this, if there are no other questions or comments, as I said at the executive committee meeting, not 100% sold one way or the other on this, myself personally, but I really do, if this license is approved, expect you to be a good community business citizen of the city of Troy and be respectful of those businesses that are around you.
yes, sir.
As I said, I'm sure if there's an issue, you know, you and us will be the first ones that know about it, because I'm sure there'll be a phone call made. If there's trespassing issues, I'm sure that you're gonna have some issues with that, that you're gonna have to deal with. And I expect you to deal with that quickly and expeditiously and lawfully.
Yes, sir.
I know our folks will be on you, not necessarily, they're not looking over your shoulder to pick, but they're gonna make sure the business is run correctly if this license is approved.
Yes, sir.
I will say this as well. The city of Troy frowns on selling to minors, underage people. You will be checked by the ABC board. I'm sure you will be checked by all the appropriate authorities to make sure, just like they do every other bar or business of such that sells alcohol in this community, and we expect them to do that. So, any other questions or comments regarding this license from the council? All right. With that, is there a motion to approve the lounge retail liquor Class 1 license for Gold Mine Entertainment?
So moved.
By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the license is approved. Thank you, and we expect you to be a good business community partner.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2021-30, which is a grant agreement with the Nutrition Center. And Mayor, I believe this is a housekeeping measure that we do every year to make sure we're in compliance with federal guidelines, to make sure our program is run correctly and remains the program that it is. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm sure this comes with your approval as well. I know it's a very fine program, very beneficial to our community. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
Second.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you, council. All right, we do not have any appointments this evening, and Mayor, we welcome your reports and comments.
I'll be brief, just as always. You know, we're still dealing with COVID. We have seen some progress, which is why it's so important to continue to remain vigilant. We have been through a very dark period, a very sad period, and just ask that people continue to do what they need to do. I know that there are, very hopeful that the state health department and the state, get these vaccines out to the places that they need to be out to, and give the vaccines to the people that need them. It's just very important that the folks that are handling the logistics of these things provide that. We've got a lot of people out there ready, willing, and able to dispense of these vaccines, and a lot of people that want to take it. So I have encouraged everyone I can up the chain to please do everything they can to get this vaccine to the folks that need it. So that's, I know we all long for the day when this is behind us, but it's we still got a long way to go. As I know, folks some people are just now returning to school and things of that nature. But we are going in the right direction. We need to keep our focus there and keep moving in the right direction. We continue to see a great deal of progress in the local economy, and we're very hopeful that will continue and do so safely. As I preach upstairs, we've got a lot going on, and we're excited about that. I'm very appreciative of all that you do to help us. I know we have been Shannon and Brian and Vaughn in particular, as well as many others, have been working very hard with FEMA to give return everything that we lost last April in the storm, and then they're continuing to work on things related to Hurricane Sally. So we're moving ahead with those, and appreciate the dedication and hard work there, as I do with all of our employees, especially during this wet, rainy, cold time. And then we have a lot of folks that work with us that have to be out in really bad weather to provide those services, and I'm sure grateful that they do it. But unless there are specific questions, that's all I have. I know that the leadership conference was done virtually this year. Certainly, I look forward to next year, and hopefully being further away from the pandemic, able to do things in a more traditional sense. But, again, unless there are specific questions, that's all I have.
Any questions or comments from the mayor at this time?
I have a couple of questions.
Just real quick.
I understand that we have this level of like A, B, and C as it relates to the pandemic, COVID. Can you tell us where we are now?
Last I looked, I think we're at the lower level.
Is it 1C? Is that what it is?
1C?
It's a lot more broad on who's eligible to get the vaccine. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, trying to see if I'm in there.
I think it is. I think it's 65 and older. So I don't think
There's about 8 subcategories that you need to look at. Essential and some other things. I know there's education and education sector. It doesn't specify K through 12 or higher ed or anything like that. So I guess Head Start would probably classify in education sector.
Second question. I understand the governor did a mandatory wearing a mask. Are we enforcing that?
Well, I mean, there's been a mandatory wearing a mask for months and months and months and months. I mean, since I guess it's been mandatory to wear a mask if you're in a public place within 6 feet of someone since goodness, last
April
March.
and May or
So the mandatory mask wearing is not, if it's a private place, it's not enforceable. Is that what? Maybe that's what I meant.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say that there are some loopholes with that. There are people that are not required to wear masks based on health conditions, and I think that there are certainly some issues with, you know, if someone doesn't have on a mask and they have a health condition, they're not necessarily required to tell you that. It's complicated. One of the very frankly. We can't, I mean, I guess it's a state order, so I guess, you know, we could write someone a fine or citation related to that, you know, if it were $50.
If it's a business, if it's a private business, what I'm saying.
If it's a private visit, they're required to, anything that is open to the public, you're required to wear a mask. I mean,
So,
that is a state law.
okay, so how do we enforce that?
Well, it's very difficult to enforce.
Right, okay.
I mean, it's, you know, I mean, there are 20,000 people, and, you know, I mean, if it's, you know, we don't, you know, there are just a few state health officers, and I mean, you know, we haven't been walking people through grocery stores with, you know, or wherever. I mean, there's just, you know, it's against the law, but it's very difficult to enforce. So, I mean, I hate to say it that way, but that's just the way it is.
Well, you know, my thing is when I'm approached with that, then I want to get it from you. I want to know at what level or can we enforce it?
It's a misdemeanor health violation that would have to happen in the presence of a law enforcement officer, just like a speeding ticket.
Okay. So that means I have to call one.
And then they would have to actually see
That person didn't have. Okay. All right. I just want to know what we can do to help on this end. That's all. All right. I'm good with that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the mayor? All right, if not, Ms. Sharon?
Good evening. I just want to say that we do need to take those precautions with the mask, with our social distancing, with our hygiene, because we do want to get on the other side of this. I understand the concern that Ms. Moultrie is expressing, because I hear the same thing. Walking through Walmart, walking through Publix, you got people that they're up on you. What do? You know, you give them a look. What does that do? Nothing, because they're looking at you like you're the one with the problem. But I just advise those of us that are conscious of our health and our surroundings, wear your mask, keep your distance where you can and when you can. And also just to say that I'm grateful again to be serving the people of District 1 and the great city of Troy, and to see all the great things that are in the making here with the jobs, the potentials, and things of that nature. Beyond that, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Meeks?
Yes, I'd like to remind the citizens of District 2, it's still our cleanup month, and we have about a little less than 3 weeks.
Ms. Baker?
I have no comments to make.
Ms. Moultrie?
Well, I'm going to continue to pursue this thing about people wearing masks and upon me or upon somebody that has a concern, because, you know, right is what it is. It's just right. You can't make it wrong if it's right. And so if the police get a call and they said, and the councilwoman was irate because I tell you to back off, you know, I just want y'all to know why I'm telling them to back off. And, you know, I'm being facetious, but I'm telling you, it's an issue here. And
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to have to do, you know, I don't want you to get frustrated because I ask you questions about this, but it's an issue where people are not wearing masks. And if we're trying to be on the other end of this pandemic, then somewhere down the line, we the governing body in the city has to do something to try to curtail some of this stuff that we're doing. You know, if I got to wear a mask every day and I stay my distance from people, then, you know, I mean, what are we doing in allowing, we got elderly people that go in stores, they have on masks, or people behind them don't have on masks, and then they make no comments when people ask them to back off, you know, and maybe I'm the only person that experienced this, but you know, that's not right for that to be happening to any of our people in this city, or wherever we go. So I just want us, if this is something that we can do to enforce it, I want us to enforce it. Less than me having to call cops, wait on the person, the cop to get there, and then make sure the person that's not abiding by the law is not doing what they're supposed to do. If that's all we can do, then we may need to look into what else we can do. And that's my expression about growth.
Well, certainly a private business can trespass anyone that they see fit to trespass.
Okay.
Especially if they are breaking the law.
Okay.
And which would probably go a lot further than, than anything that we could do. Effective.
Oh, and yeah, I got on that thing because it's serious. But, I too am grateful to be able to serve this community in the capacity that I serve it in. And so serving this community not only includes us looking for economic development to better our community, it also includes us making sure at all given times within our human ability that we keep people safe. And so that's all I have to say.
Thank you. And I know all of us, we are thankful and grateful for the opportunity to serve, and I'm thankful and grateful to serve with my colleagues here and the mayor. It's a great group of people and a good team, and I'm very grateful. But I also want to mention that 2021 Severe Weather Preparedness Tax Holiday is February the 26th to the 28th of this year. We'll announce that again at our next meeting, but if you need to, please take advantage of that. And with that, a motion to adjourn is in order. Thank you. About as quick as the rest of them. We are dismissed. Nobody wanted to say anything tonight, did they?
You already know that.
Okay, Mark. Mark first.
Yeah.
And you got
Oh.
and if you want to open up a barber shop,
Hey, look, Cicely almost said, Mr. Meeks, you want to sit down? I almost did
you still playing good golf?
I played four.
Someone else?
But then you would have
6 over, going into 18. But, yes.
What,